Welcome to Still Havens. Today we're going to look at a fingerstyle arrangement on the guitar that's based on an old traditional folk song called This Old Hammer. Now whether you've heard of this song or not, it doesn't matter. The point of this video is to get you started fingerpicking the guitar. Now this is a new channel. We're going to be doing a lot of music related stuff on here, not just guitar lessons, but definitely a lot of those too. So at the end of this video, if you found it enjoyable, please give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to for more to come. We'd love to have you aboard. Okay, let's get over to the guitar cam and get started. Okay, so we have this G chord here, and this whole thing is really centered around that. And you're going to want to play this G chord with this fingering here, not like this, like some people do, which is fine to do as well. But for this piece, you're going to need to do it like this to move your fingers around to get some melody notes while we're playing. And when you're playing this, since we're only using two fingers and our thumb, your first finger is going to be playing mostly the notes on the B string, and your middle finger is going to be playing mostly notes on the high E string. This same pattern will shift up when we go and play notes on the G and the B strings. Then your index will play the G and your middle will play the B. So I'm going to give you a quick playthrough. So what we're doing here is we are playing the beat, the 1, 2, 3, 4, with our thumb on the low E and the D string. And it sounds nice to put a little palm mute on these lower strings too, but it's not completely necessary. So first thing we're going to do is we have these actually two pickup beats. So you're going to start with this G shape, but you're going to take your pinky and you're going to put it on the 3rd fret of the B string. And the first two strings you're going to pluck together are the low E string and the B string. And you're going to do this with your thumb on the low E and with your index finger on the B. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to pluck the open D string with the high E string. And you'll still have this high E string open since your pinky is on the 3rd fret of the B string. So these two pickup beats that start the song sound like this. And one more time. So after those two pickup beats, you're going to play the first beat. For that, we're just going to pluck the low E string with the high E string together. But now you have your pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string like you would for a normal G chord. So it sounds like this. So what we have is 3, 4, 1. The next thing you're going to do is simply hit the open D string by itself with your thumb. So far if we put everything together, and if you wanted to count this out, you could say 3, 4, 1, 2. The next thing we're going to do is put our index finger on the 1st fret of the high E string and remove our pinky. And now we have a G7 chord. What we're going to do with this, we're just going to pluck the low E and the high E strings together. So what we have so far, and after this, we're going to hit the open D string again by itself. And after that, we're going to pluck the low E string and the high E string together again with your pinky back on the 3rd fret of the high E. So this is what we have so far. And the next thing we're going to do is add in the open D string again by itself. So again, everything so far with what we just did. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to take our pinky finger and put it on the 3rd fret of the G string, and we're going to pluck the low E string and the G string together with your thumb and index finger. And I know that sounds a little dissonant now, but it resolves in a second. After that, what you're going to do is pluck the open D and the open B strings together. So that part there we have. So that first part, after you're done plucking that and you move to the next part, take your pinky off of that 3rd fret G string, unless you want that dissonance to hang around a little longer. It's up to you, it's kind of cool. Slight difference. So far this is what we have, and I'll take it slow. The next thing you're going to do is play the low E string and the open G string together with your thumb and index finger. So this is what we have so far, slowed down. After this, what we're going to do is just hit the low E string by itself, and we still have this G chord fretted the whole time. And then we're going to hit the open D by itself. And then we're going to do that again. So now what we have, and now what we're going to do, we're going to do that once more. We're going to hit the low E string and then the open D. So just to be thorough, now everything we have. And after that, we're going to have that same whole part again. So this is everything we have so far. So I'm going to play the second part of this and then break it down. So what we have here, just like we started the first part, we're going to put our pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string, and we still have our open G chord fretted throughout this whole thing. And we're going to pluck the low E string with the B string together, just like we started the first part. And then the next part, we're going to pluck the D string along with the high E, just like we did in the first part as well. Those first 2 beats. And next we're going to put our index finger on the 1st fret of the high E string, lift off our pinky, and pluck the low E string along with the high E string. So far for the second part we have. Next we're going to add an open D string by itself. So then we'll have. And next we're just going to hit the low E string, followed by the open D, and then do that once more, low E, open D. So far on the second part. Next, we're going to put our pinky back on the 3rd fret of the high E string, and we're going to pluck the low E and the high E together with our thumb and our middle finger. And next what we're going to do is just lift off our pinky and pluck the open D along with the open high E. So we've got, and after that we're going to put our pinky back on the high E and we're going to pluck the low E and the high E again together. So far on the second part we have, and the last thing we're going to do is just hit the open D string by itself. So the whole part of the second piece. I'm going to play the whole thing one more time from the very beginning, nice and slow. You could practice this at different tempos. It does sound cool sped up too. Okay, here we go. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much. Have a good one.